Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Graveyard Shift. With me today we have...
Hello, it's me, Emily. I'm on plenty of videos on this channel. You know who I am.
Hello, it is I, Kris.
Kris from very far away from the mic.
Huh? No, I'm like right next to it. Hold on. Let me turn down my input sensitivity. Do I sound better?
That's a good question.
I can't turn off.
You know what?
Noise suppression.
It's fine. It will be fine because we're doing the internet horror, and you sound like something that's being trapped in the dark web.
I don't think it's that bad.
Oh no, I don't know if I want to listen to this back. Oh no.
But yes, as I said, we are doing the internet horror part 3, the third year in a row, talking about internet horror stuff. We had a lot of fun last year with this crew, so we decided to do it again. And like in last year, Emily wanted to talk about a very specific kind of internet horror, and we're going to let her run wild with it today. Emily, do you want to describe what that particular brand is?
Absolutely, Max. I don't know why I said that like a newscaster. But I want to talk about ARGs this year, which are very weird. They're sort of like interactive online horror experiences, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of structured around puzzles and like community-based puzzle solving. Some of them actually involve like geocaching and going to places in the real world. But they're sort of like involved fictional reality games, if that makes sense. They're presented as real, like real videos uploaded to the internet, but it's like a fiction being created within all the stuff that's associated. I don't know if that explanation.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Well, we have a list of them that Emily made so nicely for us. The only one that I specifically was there in real time for was AshVlogs.
Yeah.
Because I followed Raka Raka when they were still doing a lot of YouTube videos and like their House of Raka stuff. I remember watching these and I was like, shouldn't they be calling the police if they're dealing with this? Like, why are they uploading this to YouTube? I didn't get it.
Sure, I'll take this as sort of a jumping off point to talk about AshVlogs. So AshVlogs, which is sometimes intermittently known as I Know Where She Is, depending on which side of the ARG you entered from, is a YouTube-based horror miniseries. I mean, these are all horror, but this one is like especially horror-y because it's Raka Raka. And it is presented essentially as like a vlog channel being made by a young woman who comes to realize she's being stalked, and all of the videos link to alternate videos that depict her as having been kidnapped or something like going on there. It's very sort of surreal, hard to make out, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some generally gross and unpleasant video clips.
Very.
And so throughout the puzzle solving, part of it actually did at some point show up on the Raka Raka's channel, like Max was talking about, sort of confirming their connection as being the ones who made it. But it bled through this whole thing, this like whole story about a kidnapping and a cult. But it actually never had an ending because Raka Raka got the approval and funding to make Talk to Me.
Mm-hmm.
And they no longer had time to finish the project.
Yeah. I was going to say, this was around the time they were making Talk to Me. And I was like, oh, cool, they're making a horror movie. Like, these guys are really good at what they do. So I'm really excited to see what they do with horror. But I was also like, are they ever going to find that girl? Is she just like gone?
She's just gone. Which is unfortunate because I do think as ARGs go, the imagery was really like sharp. Which, I mean, that's true of anything Raka Raka, right? Like, Bring Her Back, I think, is equally like, they really go some places. And it's very intense. But it's really cool. It's well done. I think the actual horror elements of it were scary rather than silly, which is not always a guarantee with these internet ARGs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, those are my thoughts. I'm happy to answer questions.
I'm trying to think of like what I can say about this because like I vaguely remember it, and it was like this weird thing because watching the Raka Raka videos, like they're very goofy and they kind of fuck around on a lot of their vlogs. So like, when it came to this stuff, it was like such a change of pace and tone that I was like, oh no, they're fucking serious. Oh, they're real. Like they're doing this. And then I feel like I got duped when I found out, oh yeah, it's just an ARG. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, it worked on me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it is, because this was the era of YouTube where like, this is shortly after like the Logan Paul, hey guys, the Japanese forest thing. So like this was the era of YouTube where like they were just doing ridiculous stunts. And Raka Raka were those guys who would just go balls to the wall with like what they did. Like, for fuck's sake, they had a Ronald McDonald wrestling match against the Wendy's grandparents.
It's true.
These guys went out of their way to do crazy stuff. But when it came to this, again, it's interesting because, I mean, you brought up Talk to Me and Bring Her Back, both of which are very unlike anything they made on YouTube.
Yeah, other than, I would say, AshVlogs.
Yeah, well, exactly.
That.
Well, AshVlogs is kind of like that little, like, oh, this is them dipping their toe into something serious. And actually, it's really interesting going back and seeing it. Like, oh, wow, like, they've always had this in them. It's just the views called for a certain kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a lot of their stuff that they've been doing in movies, and I can't wait to see what else they do. Kris, do you have any questions about the AshVlogs thing?
Not really, no, because I never really gotten to them very much.
Mhm.
I was like, oh shit, this feels too real. I don't want to be a part of this.
Fair.
I think the closest I would have gotten to anything like this would probably be the Marble Hornets when those videos were coming out. But that's probably as close as I touched to it. And like that isn't even a proper ARG. Like that's just a video series.
I actually mulled over suggesting we talk about Marble Hornets for ARGs, but I too came to the conclusion of like it doesn't really count.
Okay. I mean, we talked about it last year for a little bit.
Yeah. And we also talked about it last year. That's why I didn't want to bring it up again, but that's like the closest I've ever touched to ARGs.
Yeah. So I guess we can move on to the other one that Emily, you brought forth, which I dipped my toe in a little bit just to see what it was about because I never heard of it. Do you want to talk about Hi, I'm Mary?
I do, yes. So conversely to AshVlogs, Hi, I'm Mary is less like shock horror and is more like surreal, psychological, weird horror.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about a girl, similar to AshVlogs, it's sort of like posited as a vlog channel. But unlike AshVlogs, there is no attempt to present this as anything close to reality.
Yeah.
This is clearly supposed to be like a horror story from the start.
Mm-hmm.
And so we come to find that she lives in this house, and there are a whole bunch of different highly metaphorical Silent Hill-esque monsters that live there and represent sort of various aspects of her psyche that seem to torment her. And so then throughout the series, it kind of takes this turn into her discovering one part of her house that's safe that she frequently escapes to. But we learn it's beginning to take like a physical toll on her, which is widely interpretable as like a metaphor for some kind of substance abuse, right? Like this is certainly trying to be an allegory for someone like spiraling in terms of mental health. What's cool about this is that the ARG element came in the form of a Twitter account that was supposed to be maintained by the main character of the series.
Oh.
And so the ending of the story was determinate based on how people interacted with the Twitter account as the episodes came out. And as people began to understand Mary's story, the Twitter account became the vector for how the like final few installments would play out.
Interesting. So it's like a little choose your own adventure. Well, very much like a game. Okay, that's kind of cool.
For being as like low budget as it is, I think the like art inspo for it is really cool. Like I think that it has like a very real style to it.
Yeah. Oh,
that feels very authentically YouTube, which is really cool. Right, especially in like for a medium that's as young as like online video production, it's cool to see something that feels very distinctly like based in that.
Okay. Yeah. No. From what I saw, it was very much like I don't know that sweet spot between like the 2005 to like 2000. I want to say like 12 era YouTube, where you get like those very like grainy videos kind of thing. Like I don't know, it kind of reminded me of that, but like done on such a like a. I don't want to say a high budget, more like production quality. Like there's a lot of effort put into these videos and like getting the right camera angles and getting the right shots to create this very effective mood. And yeah, I watched a little bit of it and it definitely put me in like a this is fucking depressing kind of mood. Like,
yeah.
Like with the AshVlogs thing, you had the Raka Raka twins kind of like their personality was kind of like fun and infectious a bit, but with this it's definitely like, oh, I hope she's gonna be okay. Like which is really interesting about the whole Twitter element because I didn't know about that. Where it was like, oh, you can check up on her and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I like Hiimmarymary because it's depressing and miserable. Right, not to no end, but like that's famously a thing I like, and I think Hiimmarymary leans into that in a way without like losing any of the horror element of it. I really do lean strongly on that Silent Hill comparison.
Mhm.
Like it's very similar in terms of being about as scary as it is depressing.
Kris, you have any questions about Hiimmarymary?
Yeah, this might be a little bit of a stupid one, but is it still ongoing? I assume it wouldn't be if it's using like old Twitter.
Yeah, no, I think it concluded. I actually need to remind myself what the ending was because I got into the ARG right when they were like kind of deciding what was going on there. And I never checked what the ending that got decided was.
Yeah, I might actually check this out now. It sounds good.
Oh, this is right up your alley, Kris. I'm gonna be real. This is right up your alley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We got the good ending.
Oh, we did.
Yes, we did.
Good. I'm curious what that ending entails because with the press shit, that can mean like storybook ending or like a good ending for this particular character, but it's bittersweet.
Yeah, it's very much a like my life hasn't meaningfully improved, but I'm going to still try to live it because what else am I gonna do type of ending.
Okay, that's good.
So very much like I'm going to keep fighting, but everything's not like magically solved.
All right, good. I'm happy for her.
My only thing is that this one, just because of the allegory, it does get really intense content-wise.
Mhm.
There's like even beyond the drug stuff, there's also a lot of allusion to like eating disorders. So that's just like a thing to watch out for. I just have to preface the series with that because I know that can be like a sensitive topic.
I don't know. I kind of also, from what I saw, got some themes of like body dysmorphia. Only in that like there's that one was like evil Mary or
yeah.
That's constantly tormenting her in the mirror.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, okay.
Yeah, it's like all of that is one connective tissue.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Emily, we got 2 other ARGs here that you brought forth. Which one do you want to talk about first?
So post content is another one that's supposed to be vlogs. They're all vlogs for some reason. But this one focuses on a guy who is clearly in a house that's possessed by demons doing like shitty DIY tutorial videos on how to exercise his house.
That's fucking awesome. I have to watch these.
That sounds like right up my alley. Hold on, I'm going on YouTube real quick.
So there's more to it than that, but that's at least clearly the premise at the outset. Is it's just him with like he's clearly trapped in this house and he has a bunch of homemade traps to try and deal with the evil spirits that are constantly tormenting him. And ultimately it goes in a very like psychological direction, kind of like Hiimmarymary. Everything turns out to be metaphorical, but it's also got weird supernatural shit going on that's kind of hard to describe.
Really?
But yeah.
Okay. So if this shit gets like eldritch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's cool. It's really fun, and I like the way that it fuses horror with a little bit of humor. I always think that that's fun. And just the form factor of a lot of the early videos being like how to get rid of a body. It's really great.
Awesome.
But a lot of the later sort of psychological aspects that kind of reveals what the purpose of everything that's going on is. I believe that part was done through ARG. I believe it was like a little website hunt. So nothing too elaborate, but it was there. Speaking of things that aren't too elaborate but are really interesting, this is the opposite of that in that it's extraordinarily elaborate. This ARG is in fact so elaborate that all of the details had to be collated on one gigantic document because people kept forgetting what they had figured out.
What?
So this house has people in it, which is a short film actually initially that you may have found on Adult Swim in the middle of the night. It was one of their infomercial like short films that they aired.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be a sort of goofy sitcom style house, and the camera sort of cut around various empty rooms in the house, only to find in the garage that the parents of this home their daughter had fallen like through the floor, like she's physically clipping through the floor, backroom style. So it's just like a very normal cutting around the house to like a birthday party, all kinds of fun things that are happening, and then like these two parents desperately trying to dig for their daughter because she's stuck in the floor.
Oh.
And everyone who watched this at 3 a.m. on Adult Swim was like, hey, that's really fucking weird.
I'm glad I never woke up to that on Adult Swim. I always woke up to Bleacher Inuyasha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's much better. But at the end of this, like the end of the short film, there was like a production company name. And people were like, this is obviously a fake production company, and looked it up. And thus began the spiral.
Oh.
There is a gigantic web of fiction hosted online connected to this one short film. It has its own wiki.
That's amazing.
Okay, this movie is a little intense. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Sorry.
So what do you think? Okay, this is like a chicken or the egg question here. Do you think they went in with all this shit prepared and then they just randomly dropped? Or was it just like, oh shit, we have this thing and then we kind of like made this ARG? The only reason why I ask is because like I know it's not really the same thing, but like I know for like Gravity Falls, the creator Alex Hirsch, he would always leave like little like clues and ciphers in the episodes and stuff. But like at the very end of the series, there's like a flash of like Bill Cipher statue in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, and there was a whole ARG for that.
Yeah. So, but that obviously had to have come after the fact.
Yes.
So that's why I ask about like, do you think like they went in with the ARG in mind first and then made this short film?
I have to imagine, given that the short film is only 11 minutes, I imagine it was the centerpiece, but I have to think that the puzzle was planned from the start.
Okay. I know it's probably a dumb question, but I just thought I should ask.
No, it's a legit question. But no, I do think that this was all made for the puzzle, and people aren't even necessarily still sure what the solution to the puzzle is, just that there's a fuckload of it.
Really? So it's not even solved yet?
Well, people are just not sure what a solution would even look like. We have a lot of information. It just doesn't explain everything.
What?
The prevailing theory is that they just put out a bunch of information and we're like, people will make meaning out of it.
That's fucking hilarious. I fuck with that.
That's like the
so
worst
much.
ending. No, I'm on the opposite side of you, Max. That is like the worst ending. No solid conclusion. No answer to the puzzle. No. Drives me over the wall.
Well,
I need an ending.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of like, I remember for like the first Guardians movie, like James Gunn said, there's an Easter egg in this movie that no one will ever find out. And it thus led to various YouTube channels trying to figure out that Easter egg. And to this day, I don't think it's even been found. It kind of reminds me of that where I'm like, I think he's just saying shit. That way people can keep watching the movie. So I'm like, it's kind of that angle of like, look, we're just going to make all this stuff, have it lead to nowhere just so that people can keep watching this. But like, does this thing keep airing? Or is it just like, it was just this one-time thing?
No, they aired it every so often during the infomercials block.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, to give you the extent of how deep this ARG goes, going to the website that people found off the end of the film leads you to a login screen where if you log in using details found from the film, you get access to a bunch of text logs, which link you to an entire other animated series called Boomy the Cat.
What? Sorry, you freaked me out there when you said that name. I was like, what? Boomy?
Yeah.
I think this answers your question of which came first, the video or the
Yeah, this
ARG?
definitely does. Yeah.
The ARG, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, yeah, there's just tons of information. Even the creator of the ARG was like, I probably couldn't recite the whole thing from memory if you asked. Like, there's definitely stuff I forgot that I put in there.
I gotta watch this. Yeah. I gotta watch shit on that. Like, this house has people in it?
Yeah, it's on Adult Swim, like on their YouTube channel. You can watch it online.
I guess I have to ask a question, like regarding this, like horror stuff. Like, what is there any like real horror to this other than like a girl stuck on the floor?
Well, I mean, yes, but it's horror in that like everything is slightly off and it's really creepy type of way. Okay. Like everybody acts just a little bit subtly wrong.
Oh God!
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
Great transition, Kris.
I need like that one.
No, we're still sticking on this one.
I know. Damn. I said it too early.
Yeah. Shut
Please
up, Kris. I
explain
need
more.
to Emily explain this more.
Okay. So yes, everyone just kind of acts subtly off, and it's very creepy, disturbing off vibes. And I mean, just the form factor, right? Because the whole way it's shot is like part sitcom, part watching people through a CCTV camera.
Oh
Um,
no.
so it's like a sitcom if you were watching it through a family's home security system, where everyone is acting like wrong.
Oh god.
This house has people in it.
Yeah.
That's the name of the film.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's really creepy. And I don't know what to make of all the discoveries, but they're probably existentially creepy in some way too. You know, as things tend to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, if you're looking for something spooky this Halloween and you want to dive into a rabbit hole, check out This House Has People in It. Max, have fun pulling clips for this video.
I know. It's just gonna be an image the entire time. Enjoy this image, folks. No, I also gotta say this reminds me of like I know that Adult Swim also did like that Too Many Cooks thing.
Yeah.
This kind of reminds in that like it was just randomly produced.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't randomly produced per se. Neither was Too Many Cooks. This is actually important lore. So infomercials was a block that Adult Swim ran where they would air actual infomercials and they would pay directors to produce short films that were really weird to air during the infomercial period to mess with people.
Nice.
So it wasn't randomly produced so much as it was part of that program.
Okay. That's
It's
fun.
like such an Adult Swim thing to do.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, like Adult Swim is like very tied into like internet culture right now because like fucking Smiling Friends is just not even millennial humor. It's just like Zoomer humor culture, like the Skibbity era humor of just like it. That is just Smiling Friends now, and it's just bizarre, surreal shit that is just really funny. Yeah, and that's just Adult Swim now. Like it used to be with like Rick and Morty, but now it's like Smiling Friends is kind of taking that over.
That's true. But what I will say is that Adult Swim also has like a long-standing thing of producing like genuinely meaningful adult content, right? Like Moral Orel also aired on Adult Swim. And they paid a whole lot of artists to do really cool projects for infomercials. If you've ever watched unedited footage of a bear, that was also part of the infomercials program.
Okay.
There's like a pharmaceutical commercial is another one. There's a lot of really fantastic short films that came out of this project. It's actually one of my favorite things that Adult Swim has done.
All right. I'll show some clips here of like various different infomercial short films.
Yeah.
Is there any other ARGs that perhaps you don't have on this list?
Sure. I'll throw some out there. So, I mean, I guess there's stuff like it's tough. Sorry, this is the angle I'm going to take with this. Okay. It's tough because the line between what is an ARG and what is an internet series kind of gets blurred sometimes.
Okay.
But like if we're talking about things that are like pure ARG, there's something like Crow 64, which is kind of a classic. It's like Petscop-esque, right? Like this old unfinished game is discovered by somebody and then they record a let's play of it.
That's kind of cool.
But what's interesting about it is that a whole lot of the like let's play, there's stuff that the player sees that like doesn't interact with, and people were like, "This is infuriating because I want to know what was over there." And it was because an ARG that was littered throughout the footage of the game with like clues and stuff led people to an actual working build of the game that they could play and then interact with all the stuff that you saw in the series but couldn't like mess with because it wasn't you playing.
That's cool.
And so that was like the next phase of the ARG. The story is very like FNAF adjacent type stuff, right? So like this dude lost his family and now maybe their souls are trapped in the video game ? Type of thing, which is like, it's cool. It's not my thing, but it's like, it's not bad. And I think it's done better here than it is in a lot of places that use that same like trope. But it's still that trope, and it's still like, you know, you see one kid's soul trapped in some kind of weird nostalgic form of entertainment, you've seen them all.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah. No, I totally understand what you mean. I wouldn't consider Five Nights at Freddy's internet horror just because of how fucking huge it became.
It was internet horror, for sure.
Really?
But it's expanded past that. I mean, yeah, the
Okay.
first game was just like Scott's project.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm
I
just
would definitely consider FNAF internet horror. It's
Okay.
just it got ingrained into popular culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I remember watching the MatPat videos. Like that was the stuff that like really interested me more than the actual game.
Yeah. I mean, you could talk about FNAF as an ARG, but I really don't think it is because nothing about FNAF is ever trying to present anything that's going on as real. It's not really an alternate reality game. It's like a series of puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
And the puzzles are cool, but they're just not, it's not the same form factor.
I mean, this is kind of like the transition from like ARGs into just regular internet horror for our topic of this video. I don't know. I just remember like there was so many things regarding FNAF and just all these different theories and stuff like that. It became memed with like the bite of 87. Just all this different shit that came out. At a point, I was just like, okay, I don't really care anymore.
Stauffen also was famously very indecisive with his plot and changed it a bunch, which is why theorizing was so chaotic, was because things were like getting retconned, but not clearly.
The moment there was different timelines and shit, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to get sucked into this. There's something really cool about a creative team that commits to just, this is our continuity. Say what you want about like Star Wars, and I have a lot to say. They
Of course
have a whole fucking team of people that just pay attention to make sure that everything makes sense timeline wise and continuity wise. And I guess if you want to go like more like independent, I'm trying to think of like what's like a continuity that really like people just blew up on and it just became so popular. Oh fuck. It's like right there on the tip of my tongue, like this thing, but I can't.
I mean, the closest thing that I could think of would be like Undertale, which is very famously internally consistent.
Okay.
And was big on the internet. But that's all I got. Chris, if you have anything.
Not really. I would say Undertale. Typically, if you're thinking continuity, definitely Undertale. Love FNAF. Love FNAF as a series. The continuity is scattered.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it's fucking everywhere.
Oh, wait. We talked about it last year. Mandela Catalogue. That's pretty consistent, I'd say.
Yeah.
The video series, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The video series for the Mandela Catalogue is pretty consistent. Obviously, there have been some fan games and stuff.
Yeah. That's what I could say. Like, yeah, the Mandela Catalogue, from what I've seen, it seems to be very much like this one guy spent a lot of time trying to make sure his story is told and is told right and it makes sense for how much he's trying to like pull it in different directions. It still kind of comes back to one thing. And to be fair, someone could call me out in the comments saying like, yeah, no, Mandela Catalogue totally fucked their canon. But
I'm gonna Google this right now and then make fun of you if you're wrong. Sorry, Chris.
It's so funny.
Well, I mean, we already kind of touched on it, but I was thinking the Mandela Catalogue.
Okay.
With the Uncanny Valley. So Uncanny Valley is kind of just a phenomenon where like if something looks human enough but slightly off, it tends to freak people out.
Okay.
So like when you look at an AI like generated person, a lot of times like it'll look kind of right, but it'll look a little off and it's just like, oh, I don't like the look of that.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so that's gonna be the Uncanny Valley effect.
Okay.
And it happens with like AI, edited photos, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Mandela Catalogue really plays into the Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last year. Yeah, I'm curious what you found out about it.
In my Google searches, in my occasional watching of the videos, because while I like talking about this stuff, it's hard for me to stomach sometimes, so you will not always see me watching the entire thing. Not without a pillow, at least.
Okay.
Dude, I can't help I'm a little scaredy cat, especially when it comes to like the Uncanny Valley stuff. It just freaks me the fuck out. Like it's cool, but it freaks me the fuck out.
No, that's fair.
But the Mandela Catalogue takes that Uncanny Valley up a notch. So in the videos, you see a lot of these things called alternatives. They are not quite people. They tend to like take on distorted figures, but they're trying to copy a person so that way they can take their place. And then in some of the lore videos, it gets explained that the alternatives follow a being called the Archangel Gabriel, there's a lot of religious context in it because
I saw
because of
from last year. I saw the one like a religious cartoon that the alternatives kind of messed with. I was like, oh, this is dark.
What I believe is canon, don't quote me on this though, it might not be, it might just be a thought, is that the Archangel Gabriel is actually Satan, and the alternatives are biblical demons trying to take over people or take their place.
Okay.
And then the videos kind of follow people as they go around dealing with these things. Like, it's mostly kept within the one, like, county. It's supposed to take place up in Wisconsin.
Oh no.
Yeah, Mandela County, but it's a fictional county, doesn't actually exist.
Oh, okay.
It's filmed in a really cool VHS style. Like, a lot of these videos are like, some of them are like recovered footage, like, or training videos, like how to deal with them, stuff like that. And they don't always turn out very well. Actually, I don't think any of them have a good ending.
Oh.
Our first video was Overthrown, which is the Bible one, or the Nativity one.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
you probably saw last
yeah.
year. And then there are a couple different acts, just because, you know, one person can only do so much. It's written and directed all by one person. His name is Alex Kister. Don't know much about him, but he seems pretty cool. Yeah, so some of them actually go into cases, like videos of an alternative trying to take over someone and why the characters are being hunted. Like, one of the characters, Adam Murray, he is being hunted down by the alternatives because his dad was apparently hunted down by one. They're trying not to have people know that they actually exist. So having someone that knows they exist is kind of against their cause. And yeah, there's really no like not backing, but reason for the alternatives other than, you know, destruction of humanity. There's no like backing force.
Of course.
It's kind of weird to think about. Well, yeah, they're demons. Demons are gonna do what demons are gonna do.
Sorry, anytime I hear like demons taking over the world, the first thing I go to is like Doom. So I'm just like, just get Doom, guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm shit posting now.
That is a-okay. But yeah, especially with the Mandela Catalogue, a lot of games have been based off of it. There's one where it's by Thorn Baker, Maple County. I haven't played it, but I've watched a few people play it. It's one of my favorites. But it's like a training tape where the police of Maple County have a video training you how to deal with the alternatives. And then it just ends up, oh, the alternatives are already here. They're already messing with the video because they have the power to mess with videos, VHS tapes, and stuff like that. They're demons, bro. They can affect that shit.
Demons do what demons do.
Demons do what demons do. But yeah, there also are some other different types of games.
I was gonna say, are these like under the main guy? Like, does he know what's going on with these games?
The only one can think of that would be Maple County, because Thorn Baker actually wrote one of the episodes, and he is a actor in the character in the series.
Very cool.
So that is the only one that is, I think, based in lore. I think the rest of them are all fan games.
All right.
And a lot of them are like Spot the Difference, or if you've played I'm on Observation Duty, it's stuff like that.
Okay.
Where you're trying to find things that are off.
Oh yeah, that game's like Papers, Please, right? Where you have to like look at people and figure out what doesn't match their like ID cards. Am I crazy? Is that the game?
No, so Observation Duty would be like you have cameras and you're flipping around the rooms and you're trying to find like if objects are out of place, if there's like someone breaking in, if there's like an intruder, or if like a subliminal space is like completely breaking, if the camera's broken, stuff like that.
Oh, I was thinking of a different Uncanny Valley game called That's Not My Neighbor, which is unrelated.
Yeah, That's Not My Neighbor. Dude, That's Not My Neighbor is such a good Uncanny Valley game. I wish I had played it. I have like 30 hours of videos just watching it because it's so
It's disturbing as fuck, but it is very cool.
It is.
But it's a papers please like, so they like hand you their ID cards to get in, and you have to try to like detail check them to make sure it's the real person.
Okay. Oh, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
really
And
uncomfortable.
Yeah, and some of them are like all the papers are perfect, the character is perfect, but you still gotta call the room because like they didn't have their checkout pass. And if you call the room and the people are actually up there, it's like so freaky because then the alternative will like freak the fuck out and like its whole face will get distorted. It's like, ooh, I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
All right. I don't go into a lot of like indie games. I'm not. A lot of these do sound really interesting to me. I just need to like have time to do them. Maybe like in the future, if we ever do like a gaming channel thing, we could play some of these for Halloween.
Be fun.
I think that might be fun, but like I usually don't have time much for gaming anymore, which sucks. But yeah. Is that all you have to say about Mandela Catalogue, Kris? And do you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, I think that is all I've got.
Okay.
for
And I think
Mandela
we'll
Catalogue
end
and
off
Uncanny
with
Valley.
this one, Kris, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, all good.
Yeah, Kris, the other one that you wanted to talk about, or at least I was like, hey, if you want to research a little bit about this, is the Backrooms.
Yes, the back room. So everyone has probably seen subliminal spaces.
Yep.
They're kind of off-putting because they're like kind of plain but repeating areas where it's just like it doesn't feel right. Like everyone, when you think of like a subliminal space, is that like one office with the yellow wallpaper and the weird carpet and the really weird LED lights.
Yeah.
Like that's the one I think of.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also what people think of when they think of the back rooms, because that tends to be like the first floor people fall on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
basically, people sometimes will fall out of reality or no clip,
Mm-hmm.
and they will end up in these back rooms. There's all sorts of different floors, all sorts of different kinds of rooms, and of course, it being horror, there are some entities living within, and that will kill you.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah.
They're really cool designs. I'll admit that.
And they are really cool. Typically, that first like yellow wallpaper office is where people fall in, and according to the lore and a lot of the games that it's based off of, there is something that hunts you, so you really want to get off that floor. But some floors are completely safe. There's one where there is an entity that lives, but as long as you give it something like cute, or as long as also you don't look at it too long, it'll leave you alone and actually like give you food and stuff and let you rest. You just can't overstay your welcome. So typically that's like a night or two.
Mm-hmm. How do you get out?
Then you just walk around the floors. You try and find like a stairs. Sometimes it's a slide. Sometimes you just kind of clip through again. Yeah, and then there's some places where it's just really freaky, and like you can get lost because it's like a seemingly unending place. Like there's one floor where it's like all pools.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
Do you have anything to say about the Backrooms, Emily?
Yeah, they're interesting. I think it's really cool that the creator is making a movie out of them.
Yep.
For A24.
I was just about to say, yeah,
youngest director in the studio's history.
Mm-hmm.
One of the youngest just generally ever in Hollywood. And it's got like Chiwetel Ejiofor in it. It looks like it has a plot, which is interesting. I didn't know if it was going to be more like vibes based, but
yeah.
Apparently it's going to explore Chiwetel Ejiofor as like a therapist whose patient disappears into the back rooms and he like braves them going after this person. So I'm really curious because I think the style is really interesting and I think it's obviously been super influential. Like so often there are like a lot of TikToks that are based off of it, right? That like do the whole liminal space thing.
Mm-hmm.
And really try to just like play with, hey, isn't this like a weird, fucked up, vaguely nostalgic location? Which is cool. I mean, I think it's probably the best execution of that concept across the board, especially when it comes to like invoking nostalgia, which has obviously been like a big trend in horror really forever.
Yeah.
Right? Like just we find shit from our youth spooky, but I think that this does it really well because it evokes nostalgia, not in the sense of like, weren't those mascot costumes we saw as a kid creepy, but more in the sense of like, you know, this is like vaguely kind of like a memory, but in a really fuzzy way that's difficult to precisely recall.
Mm-hmm. It really plays on your sense of deja vu, where it's just like, oh, this feels familiar in a weird way.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's really cool. And I think that there's been a lot of really good work done off the back of it. One of my favorite weird internet horror experiences that you can find out there is a Doom map called myhouse.wad that is very much inspired by the Backrooms and is very cool.
I didn't know that the guy who actually created the Backrooms is actually doing this.
Yeah, or he's the one who did the most popular video series about them. He didn't like create the concepts, if
Okay.
my understanding is correct. Kris, you might be able to fact check me on that.
The concept of it just came from 4chan, like a lot of creepypastas and stuff. I think though the director of that movie just took it and ran.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, if you can.
Yeah, honestly, I'm okay with stealing from 4chan in this instance. I think those fuckers deserve it.
Probably. Yeah, definitely.
but yeah, the Backrooms also has like a ton of spin-off games. And like if you play like Roblox or Fortnite, you know there's like half a dozen to a dozen like maps based off of the Backrooms. Like Max, I even think we've played a couple.
We played
like
one.
one or two on Fortnite.
They were not scary.
Yeah, those aren't super scary, but I've heard some of the Roblox ones are actually really scary, so.
That is crazy to me.
You know, sometimes Roblox makes you jump. Although I will say, I did find one in VR chat that creeped me the fuck out. Granted, I creep the fuck out easily, but yeah.
I feel like VR chat that can definitely work better because like you are in that world.
Yeah.
That'd be freaky to do a VR chat Backrooms thing. Yeah, I am really interested to see this movie though, the movie that they're gonna make about it, because like A24 being behind it, I'm like, oh shit, they really have faith in this. I mean, not every A24 movie is like amazing, but I've yet to see one where it's like downright, this is the worst thing I've seen. Like probably the worst movie they made or they've had their name on is Tusk, but I really like Tusk.
Fair. Tusk is weird, but it's cool.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's weird. And that's kind of why I like it. Yeah, their track record is pretty good in my opinion. If anything, the movies are sometimes just like, oh, that happened? Okay, move on. Yeah, they haven't made like something horrible. So I'm really curious to see how the Backrooms is going to translate onto movies, because like the Slender Man movie, which we did talk about last year.
It was bad. That was not good.
Yeah, like that didn't work. And in my opinion, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was horrible. So like so far the track record for internet horror things is not looking good. Well, I don't know if we're going to be doing an internet horror next year, but I'm glad that we can end off this trilogy talking about some just great ARGs, some the Backrooms, some the Mandela Catalogue. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing these internet horror stuff with you guys. It's been a lot of fun, and it's really expanded my mindset of like what you can do artistic wise. Like, I guess if I could say one thing, I'm not going to go into it, but I recently found out like there's an entire genre of internet movies which are basically just Sims, where people just take Sims characters and make movies out of them.
It's true.
And
I have seen those.
There's a horror one that I was sent recently, and I was like, what the hell is this? It's not scary. It is really funny to watch. It's cool to see just people just taking the tools that they have and just making whatever with them. And I think that's kind of the fun of internet horror, of just like, I have Photoshop, I have Illustrator, I have Premiere. Let's make something. Again,
yeah, this has been a blast.
Thank you all for showing up. Stay tuned, because we still have a bunch of Graveyard Shift content coming out this week. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. With me today, we had
me, Emily. Thank you for watching.
And Kris. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Also follow us on Patreon.
Give Max money.
Yes, please. Any little bit can help so that we can make these videos better, and so that way we can entertain you guys more, and we can actually get these guys paid.
Please, we've been locked in the basement too long. He doesn't give us any food.
You think the Backrooms are bad?
Oh my god.
We need to make an ARG, the $1 Million Media ARG.
It's like the black phone, where every time the phone rings, it's a different person that Max is trapped in his basement.
Yep. I only let you guys out to talk about movies, and then you guys go back where you came from.
I can't believe Max was the grabber the whole time.
Hold on. I don't like the name The Grabber in my instance.
I don't know why they called him that in the Black Phone. What a horrible name for your movie villain.
It is, especially when he's like kidnapping children.
Why is he the
Oh,
grabber?
Lord.
Yeah.
Max,
Alright.
you are now the grabber.
I
I'm
am not
sorry,
the
you are
grabber.
now.
It's Max the grabber Keller Halls, everybody.
I'm the groper.
Okay.
Oh my, Maximilian.
All right, man. Whatever you say, buddy.
Jesus, that's a note to end off of.
Bye.